Hello, hello, my crafty friends. I hope today finds you well. I've had some wonderful conversations, people catching up with me. It's really delightful season and to catch up with people I haven't talked to in a long time. So I'm thrilled to be able to have the opportunity to catch up with people. It's tough living way across the way for y'all, so I'm sorry that I'm completely late here, but I have kind of a quick class or quick card for you in case you still have a few Christmas cards you need to get out. However, the design will work for other options too. You can convert this to whatever class you've got, or whatever time that you've got going on. I'm just going to throw a few crazy Christmas ones out. So let me know when you get on. I keep forgetting that Facebook adds this extra step. So when I'm trying to get to my feed or post something, it won't let me post it, because I'm not hitting this one extra thing when they want to add a button to all of mine. So I was sitting here trying to figure out where I was at, which is kind of a crazy thing. So I have a bunch of extra miscellaneous cards. I have a few extra sheets of this particular paper. But there is some backside to it, but I'm going to mainly use the plaids for what I want to do. I'm going to match up some pieces here, see what I got going on. And I just want to show you this particular card design because I think it's really nice and easy to do. I think that's the right red. This is a really bright, vivid red, which is more real red than, although I think, oops, that could also work. So I'm going to just grab those two, and we're going to make some cards. Grab myself a couple of these little season greetings because we're going to make, this is really going to be an easy card to do. You want an embossing folder, and in this particular case, I grabbed an embossing folder that has stripes on it. I'm going to run my paper through so that my paper is vertical. I'm going to call it horizontal, but I know that that is not the case. I'm going to grab my tool here. So how many of you guys are all done? Your countdown is here. We've been making cookies today. Lots of cookies to go give away to the neighbors and to thank our postman for being incredible, and yeah, very fun. Hope that you guys have your classes and your cards and things like that. You're not late. I'm late, Bernice. It is not you. It is 110% me. So please do not think this has anything to do with you, because it doesn't. 1, 2, 3. It does, however, have to do with me. Have people calling to catch up, which is always lovely, right? You know, you're always excited trying to decide. So this is I want this to be 5 and do that. So I'm going to make a really quick design, and I was like, man, I should have done some of my cards this way. It would have been a lot faster than what I did. And I know some people are not quite ready to go for their card making. And that's okay, because life gets lifey. So how was your weekend, Bernice? All the decorating done, cookies made. I need to hang on to that smaller piece that I have. I need to hang on to that piece. I hope I didn't throw it out. Hang on to your little scrappies. Don't throw them out. Yes, exactly. It's exactly what I did. And when I don't get to talk to you guys on the East Coast very often, you know, it's ideal for you guys to call, and I am not super swamped at work. And so I really want to take the time to hear people and be, you know, present in those conversations. Okay, so I have cut a bunch of 4" by 5 1/4. So your card base is your normal card base, but we need a 4" by 5 1/4 cardstock base. You picked up prepare. Nope. Wow. I don't even know what that would look like. Then you're going to take some pattern paper, DSP, and you're going to cut this down another 1/4 inch. But this is going to get, let's see, I'm going to do 3 inches. It'll be less than 3 inches, but we're going to cut it 3 3/4 inch. Did you get your catalog yet, Bernice? Because I had somebody let me know that they had seen the catalog. Yay! I'm so excited. I should put DSP here. Okay, so I think those are the 2 patterns that I mostly have, and we will make things work. I have extra. I keep that one out just in case I need it. So your card bases, you have that, and then you're going to have some white pieces. You are going to need 3 white pieces in this particular case that are your inside of your cards. And then you're going to need to have 3 pieces that are going to be also cut down to the 3 3 3/4 by 5 inches. You need 3 of these. And you've been looking through it. What did you think? I'm curious. I am so grateful, because sometimes I feel like Maryland is the twilight zone for mail. It goes in, it gets into Gaithersburg, and it just sits in Gaithersburg. It has a post office party. I don't know, but it doesn't make it to your guys' house. Which is kind of sad, really. Okay. I'm going to take the Merry Christmas in here, because I really like the Merry Christmas in here. Oh wait, where's my Merry in here? Is it? I love the cursiveness of this, the cursive writing. And here I am just kind of lining it up so that I feel like it kind of gets. And I'm going to look at one of these cute sentiments, and so I could be able to use that one. I'm going to cut 3 of these out, and we will get the show. So you have 1 stamp set and a few other. Grab yourself, you know, whatever scrap paper, because Lord knows we have enough scrap paper to really do some damage in our work environments. I think everybody would agree with me. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? We're going to take this folder. I recommend the stripes. You can do what else? You could do snowflakes. You could do, I guess you could do plaids if you wanted to. And come over here and put this together. Make sure your sandwich is right on this, because this is how easy an embossing folder makes your card look amazing. Yeah, I have a few things that I like in there too. The online, I'm trying to think if I liked, trying to think Oh yeah, I love the bugs, right? The bugs are super, super cute. And this is the embossing folder that comes out of the January online exclusives. And it is a very deep embossing folder. So just be aware of that when you're like cutting away. Grab my other plates out here so I can cut my... And then we just need to have a sentiment holder. Nothing big, nothing fancy. Actually, I wonder... No, there's no nesting ones in here. So we're just going to do this, and we're going to edge it, because edging it will make it work a little bit faster. Uh-oh. I might have messed this up. You guys, I'm talking when I should be paying attention to what I'm cutting. That's the inside of the card. Did those get squished out? It did. So my 3/4 ones that I just did got squished. So I have to trim them down. The embossing folder made them a little more fancy. I need to trim them up a little bit. So maybe you want to cut that after. I didn't think it would make that big of a difference. Are you going to have friends and family over, Bernice, or is it just you, your family, you and a couple of close friends? We are just going to have my sister. I say just have my sister, but it always is perfect. You know, for years, because Jeff was a senior NCO in his group, we often had a lot of people that weren't going home, weren't doing whatever. So we were always the big, huge Christmassy thingy going on. So I am not sad to say that we are being quiet this year. Or quiet since we have left the military. You're going to someone else. So what was your favorite thing in the catalog? Just out of curiosity. All right. See, this cuts really deep. Yeah, this squished them out. How crazy is this? So you'll need to cut this down or make sure that it is the 3 inches or 3 3/4 inch DSP, as well as the cardstock. And I know that I can get away with just doing a 3. That's what, 5 inches. Yeah. I know that I can get away with the 2. No, I'm not. I'm not going to risk it. Because once you cut it, you can't uncut it, right? Did that come down? Nope, that got 2. Wow, that is really a deep embossing folder. Just a heads up. I like it because I like things with stripes in them. Okay, so that part's right. Okay. So it flattened it out, but it left the other parts good alone. Okay. Take your cards, and we get to put these together lickety-split. Although I may end up wanting to use the green and have to cut an extra green. I was just looking at this. Oh, I can make this work. All right. So you got your standard cards. These are easy peasy lemon squeezy card bases. Cut your piece of 8.5 by 11 paper in half. Then you're going to take your, I'm going to have to use the green on the reds because that's my option. If I use the cherry, that bright red is so pretty. I would send it to my girlfriends. I would still send it to them because I think it's cute. Do you know what I mean? I just think not everything has to be mature. Maybe we spend too much time being whatever it is we think we need to be. We were talking with our financial planner because one of these days I would really like to ultimately retire. Travel the world, sail the 7 seas. I think there's a song. Is it Stevie Nicks sings it? Travel the world in 7. They do not want me. Being mature is very overrated, right? Or overrated. Adulting is overrated, in my humble opinion. Having to make all these decisions about a roof is overrated. All right. So, where are my little scrap pieces of... Okay, I'll have to do something a little different on the green because I had to use both greens. So you're going to take a little bit of this and match up which one you want to use. I may end up liking the brown stuff the best, the brown pattern here, period, just because. All right. Oh, right. I've got 1,000 things I'd rather spend my money on than a new roof. Let me tell you what. I'm sure everybody can kind of relate to that. Okay, this pattern I'm going to have to play with because you might want to use your heavy cardstock. I'm going to put this down and you can see how that nicely, even though it's cut through, even with using 2 layers of this, it has cut through and it still wants to come apart when I'm trying to run the tape runner across it. You can see that. So it is a deep impression, this is. So 3 pieces of paper so far, layers, simple layers. Even if this is being misbehaving because it's coming apart, you're still getting it down. I do think there's a right and wrong way on this. A lot of times patterns, sometimes I like to use the opposite side, but this that's really smooth, whereas this is really, as Sarah Grace would call it, bumpery. Okay. Pretty fun, pretty easy. So this piece is definitely going to be a lot less, but we're going to tear it. So I'd probably be able to get more than one piece out of it. Then you're going to grab a piece of that green. That is your card base. I just had them out here. I need to tear that so I can get 2 pieces out of that. Just kind of tear that piece in half. don't feel like that looks as good as I want it to look. So this, you're going to need to have a piece of this, and you want to cut it at the 3 3/4. And I am unfortunately going to need to have, and I'm just going to, now the nice thing is that you won't have, it'll be a nice solid, there will be no white to this, but I cannot, I had all these cards that I was doing different things with, and where's the red? I thought I had another piece of the red. Maybe I don't. Because that red, that'll be a tough sell. Alright. Maybe I will do the green. We'll just see what it looks like. Because I have green. Because now you're going to lay it. Yeah, it cuts really deep. It's really a pretty folder, but it cuts really, really deep. Things that make you go, when you swear you have, look at this. I knew I had another red piece. So you're going to need to have a torn piece of all 3 colors. And you can see it does not take a lot to make this at all. You're going to put this on top and this underneath it. Nice and simple. Do you make cookies at Christmas, Bernice? We do just for our neighbors, and I try not to keep them in the house. They're so deadly. It's incredibly deep, and one of these I did, so there you go. Look how simple that is. Adhesive is your friend in this game. And then we need to have a, oh shoot, I mixed up the reds. Look at that. Okay, well, we're gonna just keep mixing up the reds. Boy. Sarah Grace says she has been on quality control for the cookies, so she gets to taste them before he puts them in. Jeff is really taking the baking over. He likes to make cookies. He just likes to bake. The man likes to eat food. Now we have a few more years, and I'm going to completely gift card all of our providers. You know what I mean? Get them gift cards instead of cookies. Cookies have gotten so expensive. The ingredients, holy buckets this year. Okay, so we have 3 bases, 3 different colors, same paper. This is what I mean by it's really easy to make these cards, and I thought, oh my gosh, I have to share this with you guys because I am sure that somebody needs to pop out a card or 2, you know what I'm saying, and get that off into the mail. This is another one that's cut really deep. Now you could two-tone this if you wanted to. I'm just going to use the dark red, which I really love this red. I think it's really rich. And I'm just going to pick up Christmas. I've been dying to use this stamp set, so I'm thrilled that I'm getting to do it. Yes, and I think fast and easy is really a good thing when we are doing everything else that we do with Christmas. You could use any stamp set that you have that says Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, or if you were doing a wedding card, think about how elegant this would be if you did white on white on white, or picked up your bride's colors, you know, because you know how there's always colors in a bridal deal. My daughter, I try to imagine what kind of wedding she's going to have, if she has a wedding. And I'm making the Mary match the top line. A little bit off, maybe. Okay. The dark red does stain. Make sure you get it off your fingers. Take some 3D foam tape, dots, dimensionals. That's going to blend in a little bit, so I'm going to take a sponge dauber. I even put one out here. I guess I decided I was not going to do a sponge dauber, but a blue sponge, which is not going to work. So grab your sponge dauber and decide your color. Always have to check. I'm normally pretty good about cleaning them, but not always. And think, I think I'm going to just stick with the red, but I'm going to be very careful. I don't want to leave a lot. I just want the edge on here. That doesn't bounce enough. How do you like that? There's a word for you. So I want this to stand out, so we're gonna, and this is another one that cuts really deep, and has this edge that's supposed to be on there that is kind of coming through because that cut is so deep on the die. I was going to put Christmas cards in the catalog things, but then I decided that that was kind of silly because by the time you all got them, you wouldn't be able to use a Christmas card. So I'm trying to find cards that I'd done that were for upcoming holidays. That edge just wants to, so some of these aren't as good looking. Yeah, you just want to, and this is really sensitive because it really has split off of there. And it looks like it might be, but it has the corners hold in this loose piece. So I'm trying to be a little more delicate. There. Bernice, I'm going to send you one of these and you can use it as a last ditch thing or get ready for next year. Flip these over, put on your dimensionals, and then you are done. Look at that. Yeah, I like white on white, but I feel like it has to have something to differentiate the edge, the layers. Layers is a better term than the edge. Got some standard little gemmies or something gold, you know, because I chose to go gold with that. I could have done a silver. Gold was quickly in my reach, and I'm going to put this right over the edge. I might have a like-unlike with this die. I like the die. There we go. Yeah. It's so easy when there's only 2 or 3, 1, 2 of you online to pick a winner. Yeah, it can get lost. I really feel like you have to have some kind of layer or some way to differentiate that piece of it. And here, oh, look at this. I have some cute little berries, and I have these, though, that are really fun. And can't use that green, but you definitely can use the gold and the red to add just a little bit of a touch to things. Wow, I will not send you that. I'll send you this one. Looks a little bit better. I am going to have to play with that folder because that is like seriously cutting deep. These are still available. The last time I looked, I was getting in there trying to decide if I needed anything, which I don't need anything. Okay. So there you go. Quick, easy cards, easy design. You still have my rule of thumb, which is 5 layers. 1, 2, 3, 4. Or you could count this as 1, 2, 3. And you have your 4, and then you have your stamping as 5, and your others adds on to that. So you still get your 5 layers. You still get it nice and pretty. If you didn't want to do that, you could add a bow. I find I'm not the biggest person for using bows for whatever reason. Just not the biggest person in it. But if you have one that you like the best, 1, 2, or 3, let me know. I'm going to pull this one out because it has the splits. It cut that deep that it's just splitting through. This one is better. If you like the red or the green, let me know. Have a great day, Bernice, and Merry Christmas. I'll see you guys next week. So there's no Christmas get together. I might hop on during the weekend, but for sure Monday. Take care now.